Hmm. Now I'd like to introduce Vijay Viswanathan, the chair of the IMC department, a friend of mine, a colleague who I've seen from when he came onto campus, and somebody who had a close personal relationship and professional relationship with Don. Vijay.
Jim, thanks for putting this together. This is incredible, and it's a wonderful initiative to really put together a wonderful collection of people who have worked with Don and make sure we really believe and continue the path that he set for us. I had the opportunity to meet Don very early in my PhD program when I was at Emory University. I was working closely with Professor Jack Sheth, and Professor Sheth had invited Don to Emory as part of the Ziman Institute of Brand Science. And I was totally impressed by Don Schultz because he spoke about consumers in a way that marketers just couldn't wrap their heads around. I had just entered the PhD program after working with a couple of amazingly large multinationals, amazingly talented managers who were still struggling to figure out how to understand consumer behavior and how to tie consumer insights to consumer behavior. And here comes Don, and in a span of 45 minutes, has it down to a simple equation. In my view, he was, I'm stretching this a bit, but I don't think I'm too far from the truth. He was Einstein's version of IMC. When Einstein could boil everything down to E is equal to MC square, that's exactly what Don did to the world of marketing by setting the path for IMC. And he was very clear. He had a great idea of how to connect consumer behavior to consumer insights, and that was what marketers were grappling with. So when I got the offer to join Northwestern University and specifically Medill IMC, I was pretty kicked. And my advisor was like, this is great. You just have to go there and work with Don and work with other people in the IMC program, and it's going to set you up. And I'm really grateful. It was a wonderful accident that happened in my life, something that I'm truly grateful for. Because when I graduated, I did have another opportunity to go to another school, but I think just meeting Don and understanding IMC just made that decision so much easier for me. So I'm really grateful, I guess, to Professor Jack Sheth for making sure that I met Don early in my PhD program. Now, what I really remember Don for is his unwavering focus on the consumer. And let me explain that. So when you talk to marketers and they talk to you about customer centricity and digital transformation, which is now the recent buzzword, I think Don saw this maybe in the 1980s, maybe even early 1990s at the latest. And even today, marketers think customer centricity is about finding your most valuable customer, and then you just go hammer and tongs and keep targeting and retargeting them. But they had no clue how to do it. How do I connect with this valuable customer? How do I build loyalty? How do I engage them? And how do I provide a great customer experience so that they come back along with their friends and family? And this is what IMC was all about. IMC was about how do you understand consumers, understanding consumer behavior and going backwards and deducing what are their underlying motivations, and then finding a communication plan to really engage them. When I say it, it seems so simple, and it's a mystery why marketers couldn't figure this out for over 50 years, and many of them are still trying to figure it out. So I think that was Don's real contribution. He really went into the details of customer centricity and how do you really drive customer lifetime value. And I think that's what really sets IMC apart from advertising or pure marketing domains. It's really how do you connect with customers. I think Don was never happy with the status quo. I think you've seen him challenge faculty in our faculty meetings. They were always very interesting. And of course, he challenged himself too. And I think he was a bit of a dreamer. He was always worried about tomorrow, while the rest of the world was grappling with today and maybe even yesterday. He was always interested in, how is the world going to evolve and how are consumers going to change their behavior? So, I think that's what really set him apart. And that's why he appealed to both practitioners and academics. Rarely do you see a person who's really able to get academia and practice together, and few have done it as successfully as Don. Not too many get to work again with the founder of a discipline, right? How many of us have actually worked with the founder of a discipline? And I think we are all incredibly blessed to have Don Schultz in our midst. I was fortunate to work with him for 10 years, publish papers with him, and spend a lot of time with him in conferences in the US and abroad in Europe and in China. And it always amazed me how people would run up to him and have deep conversations about the future of the world and where's the world going. So he was a really interesting man. I think we're going to miss him. He was a true visionary, a dreamer at the same time. Someone who could simplify things and make it really easy for people who found the current world of marketing difficult to grasp. So we have a lot of things being planned to ensure that his legacy lives on. We have that responsibility at Medill, at IMC in particular, to ensure that the IMC continues to thrive. I think that's what he wished for. We will soon be announcing some initiatives. So be patient with me, but hopefully in the months to come, we will make sure that IMC thrives and we get the global IMC community together and really focus on his vision and take us ahead.
Well, thank you, Vijay. That sounds great. And of course, the challenge for you going forward is you're a very important part of Don's legacy. So you're the gift that keeps on giving. 10 years down and 30 to go, maybe more. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much.